Hi, this is Rob from Grappling Hook. I know you're out there developing your next digital cannabis project, right? Well, are you doing it strategically? And if you are, how are you considering your unknowns, the questions that you've got? How are you able to leverage that and to keep them all on and not falling off to the side? So let's talk about that for a bit. All right, so again, as I say in all my videos, utilize your team, utilize the people you're making your thing for, utilize the people who are funding the thing, okay? Talk to everyone, develop some questions, and dig deep. Get the answers. Listen. You have to be able to listen to them. Record those answers, otherwise you're making it for yourself. And that's cool, but you may not see how much further you go. All right, so get them all together. Let's talk about the what. What's the question that you have in regards to your project? So like if I'm working on a online shop, right, selling something. So if we're working on an online shop, what kind of questions do we have? Well, how legal is what you're selling? That's a question. Or how are we going to route our shipping to this particular shipper? I mean, anything. You fill it in, right? Whatever your questions are. What don't you know? Well, let's see. We don't know how often we're going to get deliveries. Well, that sounds important. So you kind of want to write that down. So when are you doing this? Well, anytime that you've got a question in regards to your strategy, you should be writing it down. In regards to your project, right? You should be recording these important questions. Again, though, you can do a workshop, have this workshop, invite all the stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, again, I mean anyone who's got their hands on the project somehow or another, or their project is involved with them. Okay? I mean, there's all these different people you're making it for, people who are making it for you, people who are paying for it. And anybody else in there? Shoot, there's the FedEx guy, there's Lunch Lady Carol. Lunch Lady Carol. Or the cute girl, the cute guy, whoever it is that you like, down at the coffee shop, thinking about whoever the stakeholders are, okay? So, as we said, when? Workshops, again, anytime a solid unknown quantity, a question come up. Where do you do it? Well, like I said, I'm preaching the service blueprint to you, and there's going to be a how-to to break it down. Okay, you can fill these in. You can put them in a Google Doc, simple, or OneNote if that's what you use, so everybody can access it and make it public. Blam. Well, I say public, but certain eyes only. Have everything. You don't want everything above ground, because this is, a lot of stuff has to be on the hush. But what I mean is having all these recorded together for each step of your project's journey, each substantial chunk along the way. So if you've got that online store, right? So if you have that online store and you have the checkout where somebody's paying for it, that's a chunk. When somebody makes that purchase, they've made the purchase. Now, what are the questions that you've got there? What are the unknowns? So here's a question. Why might they have dropped off from making the purchase right when they had it in their basket? Start to ask those questions. Or why was the credit card declined even though everything else worked? Or that's not very good one. But you get the idea, right? So any question you have. So maybe why did it freeze up when they hit the enter button? All right, but you get the idea. Questions and unknowns. And again, fill them in your blueprints so that you have those to reference. And then as you answer them and get answers for them, you can drop that information into other places And then as new questions arise, if you fill those in and chip away at them, and they don't fall into the cracks so bad. Okay? So, any other questions? Send me an email. This is Rob from Grappling Hook. We just talked about the importance of having questions and unknowns as you develop your project strategy for your next big cannabis move. So think about it, record it, don't let it fall off to the wayside. And most important, you got to decide, is that core? Does it enable the project? Is it core to the project? Does it enable it? Think about it. Think, or does it just enhance it? Are you spending your time working on something that's only going to enhance? Or do you have your core done? So, again, Rob from Grappling Hook signing out. It's been good. See you later.